Yo, it's Guido. Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Welcome back to World of Tanks. And for today, or this video, we have two looks. This is actually pretty cool. And I don't get a lot of opportunities to do this. Wanderjar, who's anonymous. I'm going to do that every time. Wanderjar from Clanshire. He's in his TVP 50/51. But if you look at the top of the rolls, you'll see a guy in a Super Conqueror you may recognize, and that would be moi in my Super Conqueror. So we had this battle together. I actually didn't know it was him because he was anonymous. So, all I know is this TVP 50/51 was nutty. All I knew was he's nutty. He just attacked. Now, we are here on Great Wall. Actually, it's called Empire's Border, but because I deal with files, it's also called Great Wall. It's very confusing. And top tier, great setup for us. I'm in a Super. Super's a great tank for this. He's got a mobile, relatively hard-hitting, auto-loading tank with a pretty fast clip reload. We have an STB who seems intent on getting aggressive as well. And I'm watching this develop, and I say this looks very, very good. So we're going to see how it goes. It's going to take me a while. But I like the two view because we're both going to have pretty good games. He has a better game than me. I have a decent game. But we really just face roll these guys, and I'm going to show you how you play this map. And from two views, one from a medium view, one from a heavy view, and then watch how some of the symbiotic relationship goes there. I think he knew I was in the game. I'm not 100% sure. He certainly did after because he sent me the replay. But I think initially at least, it's just a couple of good players kind of paying attention to what's going on the map and being able to use that synergy together. So we're going to talk about that as we go. And Wanderjar is going to rate. So we'll watch Wanderjar first, who has a really nice game in his 50/51. Now this map has two modes, standard and encounter. We happen to be on the encounter mode. They fight pretty similarly, actually. It's one of the maps with an encounter mode that's not too different. Really, the big battle is going to be down here in the southwest. And typically up here, although this corner can be important. So watch the mini map. Some guys are all going, not all. Some guys are going. I'll spit it out over to the east side. We got a Bat Chat, the Udez, and the Tiger are headed that way, but not too many. I like that because they're kind of watching what's going on. Now, if you look at the enemy team, they do have a couple fast tanks that could get up here. Notably, the Leopard and Leopard 1. Maybe the Centurion, based on the speed. Pantera's got decent speed, but we really have a pretty good push. And it's our mediums. Look what our mediums are doing. They're going to take the critical terrain first, or at least contest it. I love this. I actually love this. This was a great medium game setup, or medium game gameplay. This is great gameplay from our mediums. I have no idea what I'm saying. So he takes a shot right there, puts another one to that guy. And now this guy is getting gang tackled, right? He took a hit. He's on the back slope. The STB is coming up, and we have to look at where the AMX-30 is. The STB and the AMX-30 both have fantastic gun depression, and it looks like both of them understand that this position, stuffing them down in this backside, is really going to hurt the enemy team, and that's what they're looking to do. He comes right in here and avoids that guy, gets a little shot into the dude's side, puts another one into there. The AMX gets his pound of flesh, and the STB takes him down, and just like that, a huge advantage is created without losing too many hit points. In fact, it's just one hit, and we have decimated or deleted. Let's not use decimated because that's not really what happened. We have deleted the Centurion AX, their tier 10 medium, or one of their tier 10 mediums. Now, it takes the heavies a while to get there. Here we come, right? Here comes the slow guy in his Super Conqueror coming up here. A couple more mediums have pushed up, and they're going to deal with this guy. You can see that the 54 Mod 1's done what is a fairly common thing for mediums to do also, which is come around the backside and look for those free shots. But we've really established ourselves. Now, as a general rule, jumping on cap on encounter is not a great idea. This cap just happens to be in the most critical terrain, so it doesn't matter. You're not really trying to cap here. You're trying to beat their push coming up the hill. Now, there are a few tanks down below. This is a really medium-heavy battle, actually. The Object 430, the Skoda, are down there, and they're going to at least screen and slow down these two who are going to turn out to be relatively hesitant heavy tanks. However, as the heavies are coming up over the hill, and you'll see this in my replay, we already notice what's going on here. That this advantage has been created and the position is held, and now if the heavies can get up there and back up the mediums, it's going to be an absolute slaughter. So the 110E5 doesn't really know what to do. He's going to have a hard time pushing up. He's got guys shooting him from every direction. Wanderjar, watch him do his clip management. This is important how he does it. I'll try to note it as we go, but he does a nice job. He took all his shots and now he's reloading. I mean, there's nothing really super special about that, but we'll watch the rest of it. So he comes over here, looks for a shot, and misses that guy. That guy shoots. The STB is in a great spot. That's a fantastic hold-down spot. He's got those hydraulics with 12 degrees. Right there is a great STB1 spot. The AMX30 is in a very good AMX30 spot. He can use that hold-down spot. This guy has just moved up, this Guido fella. He's going to get hold down and start taking shots, and it's going to be just a massacre at this point. People shooting, babies crying, people dying. It's fantastic. Now, this is great. Watch how Wanderjar goes, you know what? I don't really have the depression, and every time I come over, I'm going to expose a lot more of my tank than I want. So why don't I just kind of reposition over here? You'll notice he's just going to hold those 3 shells. Might as well just come around here really quickly. It's got good mobility. He knows this position clearly, and he's getting these side shots. See how the 110E5 and this 50 TP have moved up a little bit unwisely right here. They don't really have any protection against these two. When it was one AMX30, they could probably handle it and maybe get a few shots or maybe even hit the AMX30. Now there's 2 of them, and one of them's an autoloader, and they're working against each other a little bit here. The 110 sees him, gets kind of a lucky bounce, but we'll take it. Gets hit by the Pantera, who has shown himself, and is able to put those 3 shots. Now, you can see that the heavies are getting more aggressive up there. We got the M449, we got Guido, we got the 54 Mod 1 who showed up, and really it is just at this point, they're down 4. The Rumpelstomp is on. All created, completely and 100% created by some mediums that went to the critical terrain, took the critical terrain, kept the enemy from getting there, and when the heavies got up, they joined in the fight. It is really that simple. He comes running down here. Nice little auto aim. I want you to watch what he does right here. He could come in here and put this clip into the E75, but what he does is he flows on to the IS-2, which for some reason is holding down these guys, although they do have backup in the form of an RHM, which is okay. I don't know why these 3 haven't done this, but here comes Wanderjar. He'll sort this out. I thought he was going to go for the ram, and he did, but he didn't hit hard enough. Look like he slowed down a little. The T92 gets a little chunk of him at 326. He fixes his ammo rack immediately. These are all little things that really good players do. They see that. I can't tell you how many times I see newer players and players that are trying to improve kind of forget or ignore that they're damaged. They got a driver out, they got a gunner out, they got a loader out, whatever. They drive around for a while with it. Good players notice these things and jump on it as fast as possible. And what that is, and it's a theme I've been talking about a little bit. I've always talked about it, but I've kind of increased it a little bit lately, which is cross-check on the screen. Look all around the screen. Take in all the pieces of information around the screen. And one of those pieces is over there, bottom left, showing you which of your crew and modules are damaged. All right. This was great right here. Excuse me. Wanderjar breaks this open. He really does. Does a nice job getting up there with the other mediums and to that critical terrain, stuffing the enemy, allowing the heavies to get up and dominate. Comes around here, does a really nice job of prioritizing targets, and then he's looking at the damage going, I'm a good player. This is a Rumpelstomp, and I've talked about this a lot as well. Where's the rest of the hit points? How do I get to those the fastest? That will increase your DPM. That will increase your credits. That will increase your experience. That will increase your free experience. That will speed up your grind. It really is everything in the game. It's what you do. So instead of being, hey, he's a stat patter, it's how do I go get as many hit points out of this bad boy as I can? He's in a great position to do so because he's got a medium. So initially he heads this way. He's probably thinking, well, I'll go get this RHM. But look at all the guys that are going that way. Watch this. Okay, nope. All right, we're going this way. Put what he's doing with the camera. Now look what I do. Nope, it's going this way. What is the only way the enemy team could probably win this game? Exactly, the cap. Exactly. They can fast cap if somehow they got these 4 guys on cap, deleted the M4, and we all went this way. Student body north. Woohoo! Let's go chase let's go chase down the RDA. We're gonna kill RDA. We're flanking. We're flanking. Somebody needs to go back to cap and make sure. And even better, in the case of Wanderjar, he's got 4 shells. He's got a fast medium. he's probably going to get up there and get himself some hit points. Now, I'm going to take a much longer time because I'm just slow. Let's see if the enemy team kind of gets it, that maybe they need to cap if they're going to win. Wander Jar comes around the corner, and, well, yep, there's some guys wandering around up here. Although the 140 is not making a move. I don't know, he just avails himself of the Pharmalama Ding Dang, and 1,000 hit points later, we're at 4,185. Here comes the Leopard. Here comes the Leopard PTA. Now, of course, I think they know the jig is up. They probably figure they're not going to have a really great chance of capping. They're probably just looking for damage at this point, but they were moving in that direction. So had we given them too much time, they might have been able to do it. Wander Jar is ready. Here comes this guy, and boom, let's just throw the clip out there, baby. Boom, boom. Oh, got another one. See, this is one thing, Wander Jar, I will tell you, and it's kind of cheesy, I try to do it. I don't think I would have shot that guy in this case. I would have shifted over to the PTA. He only had 67 hit points, and maybe you wanted to kill, I don't know. But I think I would have shifted over to the PTA and got myself my full complement of hit points out of that shell. It's a little bit cheesy. Guido goes in there. I don't know if I got any damage in there. I think I actually shot a dead tank. And down goes the PTA pretty quickly. Oh, wait a minute. Fairly quickly. There he goes. And we have a win. 5,198 damage, 618 assists, 2 kills. And we'll go to my replay next to kind of look at the synergy and what I was doing during this time. But it really was following up with the advantages that our mediums gave us. They set the stage, and then the heavies came in, brought in the muscle, and collapsed that entire red push, who were not aggressive enough to get up top, and didn't have enough tanks, frankly. We just brought more tanks to it. They had a good number of their good tanks, fast ones, the Leopard PTA, the Leopard, futzing around in this field, man. I'm a medium. I got to go where mediums go in the field. No. You need to go, especially in this case, you need to go where the main fight is, where the most important terrain is. And when I say in this case, the Leopard was a tier 10, and there was only 4 of them. And he went out to the field. The Leopard PTA was a tier 9, and he went out to the field. The only 2 fast tanks that really could have got up there and maybe given Wander Jar and his buddy STB a problem. If all 3 of them had been there, those 2 with the AX, Wander Jar would not have been able to be as aggressive in holding it, and maybe, just maybe, they make that more of a neutral fight up top as opposed to letting all of the green mediums take the edge right there. All right, let's look at my replay next. I got rid of most of the preliminaries. We're headed up the hill, but I'm going to show you what I was watching when I came up the hill. And I remember thinking this. I went, ooh, well, this looks really good. That doesn't look great over there in the southwest is what I said to myself. I need to keep an eye on that. This looks very good. I like what's going on here. Why? Because this tank loves hold down. And if you can be on the top hold down, so to speak, that's fantastic. That's exactly what I want to have happen. And I'm just hoping I can get up here fast enough and that the enemy doesn't push hard enough. Now, I saw the 110.5 and went, okay, one of their tier 10s is here, but he's got that big tumor, so I'm going to pick on that a little bit. I'm going to pick on your tumor, my friend. Here comes some more tanks, so it looks like maybe they're trying to make a fight of it. But man, look at this. Look at this great position. You can watch it just developing as I move slowly. The 54 and the Mod 1 have stuffed the one Mod 1 that came up. Look at this crowd of green tanks up here on the high ground, right? You hear that, Anakin? We have the high ground. Don't do it. It's over already, and they just don't know it. One enemy artillery. That could have changed the fight a little bit had there been more. You do tend to get pounded here, but I'll just go ahead and pick on his hole. That was dumb. Should have gone after the turret. Going after the lower hole on a look down like that is dumb. That's just a higher angled thing. There we go. So we'll go after the turret. I bounced the Suma. That's fantastic. Why? Because this turret is ridiculous. And we'll look for another shot on him maybe. There we go. And the 53 TP got a chunk of me somehow. I don't even know where he might have hit me. We'll go ahead and hit him. There is something right there I want to talk about. See how... Oh, here we go. See how I saw him first as I came around or came over the edge? And I was actually still covered up with these guys. I just switched targets. I'm going to protect myself from them. I'm going to go after this guy because he's further back. No problem. There we go. Same thing, just sort of protect. Oop, guys get in the way. Look out. And now I figure, all right, if I'm going to get some hit points, let's just go out. Oh, geez, who do I shoot? How about this guy? There we go. We'll push down. All right, so now what we're seeing here is the top tier heavy guy helping the enemy, or helping the green team break through, right? Bunch of mediums, lower tier dudes. I'm going to take my hit points and my decent armor, not amazing, great turret armor, and I'm just going to push down here and start getting in these guys' face. They might take some shots at me, and that's going to break it open for everybody else. I'll use this tank as a little bit of cover. We'll shoot him. And I'll shift the old hole, and down we go. Oh, got another chunk of me. That 53 TP, man. Good on him. I was a little bit worried about maybe the TDs sitting back there. I don't think I had noticed yet that the grill was actually out in the field. Maybe I had. Oh, I bounced off the E75 with a rushed shot. There's the T92 that went in and shot Wanderjar. But he didn't last long. Down he goes. he made a suicide run in there. Got a chunk off a Wanderjar and died. Down goes the E75. And this is the same place where myself and Wanderer are moving towards these hit points, towards their spawn. And I'm thinking, did I get a shot at him? Yep. And are we going to go? I don't know. Nope, we're not. And I'll be honest. I saw Wanderer moving that way, and I went, yeah, that's right. It was in. I'm gonna say it was in my mind, but when you see other good players and what they're doing, that helps you kind of solidify a lot of times what's happening. I watched the guy play. I knew he pretty much knew what he was doing. Did a really nice job, but I'm not going to get any more damage. Let's go ahead and just speed this up because I don't think I'm just watching all the hit points disintegrate. Now, why this guy didn't come fight? He's just sitting on cap. I didn't notice that. The M449 just sat on cap. Great hold down tank as far as good frontal armor. Not amazing depression, but enough to work over here. What a great example of the counter to what I was just talking about on going to the hit points and getting as many hit points as you can for credits, experience, free experience, grinding, etc., etc. I don't know how many shots he could have had he gone up there and just started taking guys on. This game is over. Even if he died, let's say he went over there and he got one more shot and died, who cares? It's another shot. He probably would have got 2, maybe 3. But no. Did I get that shot? I did get one more shot. I didn't see that as I came in. And we're going full speed here. I got 2 shots. Oh, fantastic. I didn't realize that. There you go, 3,843. I think I was looking for the orange thing coming up because I was thinking we were platoon, but we were not. Well, there you go, guys. 2 looks, a Rompel Stomp. So it's not necessarily, they were both good games. It's not necessarily showing you, you know, a tough game that came down to the wire, but more of how to analyze what the other players around you are doing based on the map, the tiering, your tank, and your knowledge of the game. And between the 2 of us, I want to say he had 5, I had almost 4, about 9,000 damage thrown out between the 3 of us. That is about 3 Mouses, or easily 3.5, I think, of their top tier tanks. You know what I'm saying? Although not all our damage went to their top tier, but still a good chunk of the damage came from 2 players who were working together. Now, I'm not saying we were the only 2, and I'm not saying we necessarily completely carried this battle. I think had he and I done half the damage, we probably still won by a large margin based on the Rompel Stomp nature of this game. The rest of those guys would have eventually figured it out. But really, as far as taking the lead and pushing a couple situations, it was the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. All right, guys, that is all I've got for today on this. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Stay healthy. We will see you.